So, hi guys, welcome to my buying guide for the Mark II Golf GTi. The example we've got here is an 87 model, and it's a GTi 8 valve, and it's a Type 19. For those of you who don't know, Type 19 means early model, so this one's an 87. Type 19 will have the quarter light windows here, separation, whereas later on will be a solid piece of glass without separation. Door mirrors are here instead of being in the normal positions. Got slightly different body mouldings. Badging is different on the rear, so you haven't got that centre VW badge, for example, and a few trim differences as well. So a quick look at the trim on the inside of the car. You've got the typical striped interior. You've got the hazard switch on the dash as opposed to on the centre column, and that's your typical dash setup with MFA. Okay, rust is the main problem with these Golf GTIs. This one's in exceptional condition. So you want to check the bottom of the doors. It's a common place where they rust. The sills underneath, check there for any rust, the whole length. Check the floor pans as well for any rust. This is a good example, this one. Let's see, another common place where they rust, not the best weather for this, but it's better than nothing, is here. On the scuttle panel, that's a common area where they rot, around the windscreen wiper and underneath the rubbers. Check the bottom of the wing areas for rust, that's another common area that they go. And wheel arches, inside the wheel arches, wheel arch lip, inner arch, outer arch, that's a very common place where they go. Make sure they're solid there, replacement panels are available. Another area they rust is around the petrol flap. Make sure there's no rust in this area here, this example's solid. And inside as well, there's another common area where they rust. Again, this example is rock solid. On the subject of rust, we'll have a quick look in the engine bay. Because a very common place where these cars will rust is on the front chassis legs. Pop the bonnet there. Right, a common place where they rust is the front chassis legs, which is the white area you can see there. This car is solid, but often they rot in this area, even the low mileage ones can. So check this area and all the way back on both sides. Under the battery tray is another place where they commonly rust. So if you can, take the battery out. Again, this car is solid. So this is your typical 8 valve engine, GTi fuel injection. Digifant, I believe. It's not the Bosch K-Jet system that's on earlier cars, so it's the later system. The gear linkage, this is what you can see down there, that selection of rods. They often break and wear out, which means you get a very sloppy gear change on these cars, or it slips into reverse, or you've got no gear change at all. This is the idle control valve, that cylindrical shaped object. If the idle is bouncing all over the place, there's a good chance that that idle control valve needs cleaning. That can be cleaned with car cleaner and such. Another common problem is this gets gunked up with a mayonnaise-like substance, or just black thick oil after not being cleaned. I'll put the bonnet up for a sec, just to show you something else. Head gaskets. How to check for head gaskets have gone. You check two areas. You take this cap off, which is the oil cap, and you take this cap off only when the engine is cold. If you take this cap off here when the engine is hot, it will boil over like a kettle. What you want to do in the engine, take the oil filler cap off, have a good look at the cap. You're looking for any white mayonnaise substances, and in there, what the white mayonnaise is water mixed with oil. Now there's none in there, which shows the head gasket is fine. Also checking here, this car hasn't been run today. Tip your finger in there, into the water, rub them together. If it's very slippery, that'll tell you there's oil in the water. Also check to see if there's any whiteness in there, and that'll show a sign that there's oil in the water. The main thing though is rust. I mean, mechanically they're pretty reliable. They have their common faults such as the gear linkage, the MFA and stuff like that, but they're pretty solid. Another common problem is that people will seal up the sunroofs on these old Volkswagens. I don't know why, I've never had one that actually leaks in the sunroof. Common areas for VWs leaking are the windscreen seal around that area, and I'll show you on the inside, behind the door panels. So behind this door panel you will find a plastic sheet. Now often what happens is when these cars have been in maintenance, say somebody changes the locks or greases up the windows or changes the window mechanisms, they don't stick that plastic membrane on properly. So what happens, water gets into the car. You'll typically see it running in this kind of area here. Now this one's pretty good. In fact, this one's perfect. As is the other side, because I fixed it. Common problem as well is that the window winder mechanisms will seize. 3 out of the 4 seized on this low mileage car that hadn't seen much use. Heater matrices sometimes leak. That'll be pretty obvious because you'll have boiling hot water shooting out over your legs and the water level will be going down. Always check to see if you've got a good history on these cars. When buying a low mileage car, you want the car to come with all the old MOTs that back up the mileage. A service history doesn't actually back up the mileage on a car. A service history can be very easily forged. Not many people would do it, but it has been known to happen. People have bought cars in auctions that are meant to be low mileage and they're not. So the MOT history is a sure way of guaranteeing the car has done genuine mileage. Right, we're in the boot here to show you this sticker here. I'll turn the camera upside down. This sticker, although it's hard to make out, has a lot of little codes on it. That tells you the exact specification of the car you're looking at, down to what alloy wheels it should have, the colour trim, any optional extras fitted, etc, etc. So for that, for example, there's a VW decoder, if you Google it, Volkswagen decoder, and it'll tell you the spec of your car if you put in all those codes. So this car has the original teardrop alloy wheels that are correct when it left the factory. Right, I hope you find this video helpful. I know it's not the best presented video on the web, but you're getting advice from someone who ran their own dealership here. So hopefully this is going to be helpful advice. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment below. If you've got any hate, feel free not to comment below. But I'm sure this will be a helpful guide to some of you looking for a Golf GTi. Hoping to cover some other 80s and 90s vehicles soon, including the MR2 you see behind you. This car has sold. Thank you. Thanks for checking out my buyer's guide. Hopefully you liked it. Please like the video, subscribe, or check out my other videos.